Ling Shan, a member of KK, invited Tong Nian to the car, and politely introduced her to the other team members. He also said that she was Han Shangyan's girlfriend and his sister-in-law. Many team members were busy calling her sister-in-law, which made her blushing immediately. Wu Bai also got into the car at this time, and everyone booed for a while, saying that his brother had made a girlfriend without telling him, but Wu Bai calmly said that this was not an abnormal thing. Han Shangyan came to the hotel, and the female team leader of KK introduced him to the solo side, but when Han Shangyan saw the solo, his face turned down again, and he refused to sit down and talk to him. Soon, he turned and left. Han Shangyan and the female team leader returned to the team by car. During the conversation between the two, Han Shangyan's thoughts couldn't help being immersed in the memories of the past again. Back then, the members of Team Solo won the championship in Beijing, and everyone couldn't help celebrating. When he came to the team station, Ling Shan excitedly introduced Tong Nian to KK's teammates. Tong Nian asked them about the masked man she met in the car before. The team members told her that his name was Wu Bai, their captain and Han Shangyan's cousin. The female team leader came to find Tong Nian and brought her to the door of Han Shangyan. At this time, Han Shangyan pushed the door open and said that he wanted to invite her in alone. Tong Nian couldn't help but hesitate immediately, thinking that he would have any intentions on her by doing this. Han Shangyan had to say coldly, he only gave her 10 minutes, and let her think about it herself. Tong Nian thought about it for a while, and then she mustered up her courage and walked in. But when she went in, she was stunned again. It turned out that there was another person in the room, and he was Shenzhe. Han Shangyan asked, she must confess her relationship with Shenzhe to him now. At this moment, Tong Nian was speechless. It's still Shenzhe who was smart. After analysis, he said side by side, the person Tong Nian likes was Han Shangyan, right? It's probably him who she came to look for this time. Tong Nian blushed when she heard this. Shenzhe left alone. Han Shangyan pushed Tong Nian to the wall step by step, and asked her if she really liked him. Tong Nian had no choice but to evade it. Just at this moment, a phone call came and resolved her embarrassment. On the phone, a radio host asked her a lot of questions on behalf of her fans, and asked her what type of people she likes. Tong Nian answered one by one, and finally said that what she liked was the cold and cool kind, and all the descriptions point to Han Shangyan. The call was finally over. Han Shangyan asked, shouldn't she have eaten at this time, and he planned to invite her to have a meal, which made Tong Nian's heart burst into joy immediately. As a result, when they walked into the elevator, they happened to meet Ling Shan, a member of KK. This time, Ling Shan was even more sure that Han Shangyan was a pair with Tong Nian. Han Shangyan and Tong Nian came to the restaurant. At this time, Ling Shan also came to the nearby dining table. He excitedly told the team members next to him that he had already encountered Tong Nian and Han Shangyan getting along in the elevator. Seeing how they were whispering to the side, Han Shangyan called them over in a hurry. All the team members came over happily, and called Tong Nian a sister-in-law. This made Tong Nian blush even more. The team members chatted with Tong Nian enthusiastically again and asked about her living and working conditions. At this time, Han Shangyan, who was next to her, couldn't bear it any longer, saying that they could no longer call Tong Nian a sister-in-law. But the team members only promised it on the surface. Back in the team members happily discussed Tong Nian's affairs again. Soon Han Shangyan came in again, and he stopped them with a cold expression. Han Shangyan called Wu Bai out. Wu Bai took out his mobile phone and asked Han Shangyan to call his grandfather. As soon as he answered the phone, Grandpa Han was very angry. He said that Han Shangyan was too disobedient. In addition, he will come to Shanghai soon, and he was going to have a girlfriend for him. Tong Nian stayed in her room, feeling restless, and soon she turned on the computer and looked up information about Han Shangyan. What surprised her was that Han Shangyan was the captain of the famous solo team back then, and he was a man who had won countless honors. It was a pity that he later announced his retirement at the peak of his life, and only recently chose to return in a low-key manner. Tong Nian came to find Blueberries non-stop. As a result, Blueberry's husband came over not long after entering the house. When he saw the photo of Han Shangyan shown by Tong Nian, he immediately cried out excitedly. After all, Han Shangyan was the male esports god he has admired for many years. However, Tong Nian said that she wanted him to reveal some of Han Shangyan's emotional experiences. Blueberry's husband recalled, it seemed that Han Shangyan had never had a girlfriend, but Ai Ching once had a scandal with him for a while.